prime time. On the top game, it's a fine line. Man in the match, that's David. He's the main guy, keep a close eye. Make sure you don't make no wrong play, cause I'm with Jose and Andre. And when Cyrus comes to walk in, you better know that you are watching Premier League. David, tell him what time we on. Prime time. Let me hear you say Premier League. David, tell him what time we on. Prime time.
Hello and welcome back to Premier League Primetime. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1, and I am joined by two of some of the greatest Manchester United supporters I know, the one and only, as he's quickly becoming a cult hero, of course, in the fan base, Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Big C. How are we doing right now?
I'm good, man. Especially after the 3 points and the performance from the lads, man. How are you, man?
I'm absolutely buzzing. And we are also joined by the one and only Big GLA, Mr. Andre. How are we doing right now?
I'm so happy, man. What a performance today, man. 3 points.
100%.
How are you, man?
I am crying tears of joy. And no, just to make sure you heard us correctly, Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1. And let's just get right into this. I mean, what a performance! I know you didn't. Your technical difficulties had you out for a good amount of the game, but I mean, what a performance from the boys! And you said all you expect is a performance, whether we win, whether we lose, whether we draw. You just expect 110% from the lads, and they gave that, didn't they?
That's what Manchester United is about, man. You can't win every game. It's just the way of life, the way of football. But one thing that we need the expectations of this great club of ours, when you go on that pitch, when you're putting that badge on, that you try 100% and you give everything. You give blood, sweat and tears for the 3 points. As I said, you're not always going to win, but I expect nothing but a performance. Yeah, and we got that today, man. I'm happy and I'm proud. And some players proved the fan base wrong. Like Rashford, I told you before the game, Rashford is a good player. Yeah, he's been in a struggling Manchester United team. He's been in bad form. There's no denying that. But this type of game, like sometimes you got to just have the emotional intelligence to say, you know what, and look at it from a tactical point of view as well and say, you know what, I can see this guy having a good game. I ain't forgotten about him scoring on his Manchester debut against Manchester City. I ain't forgotten about him scoring against Arsenal in his Premier League debut. Like, I know that his pace could cause Liverpool danger. Like, so I knew this was a game for him, and that's why I was campaigning for him to start, and he did well, man.
100%. Marcus Rashford, just one of many who had a phenomenal game. Andre, over to you. I mean, as we just said just now, I mean, the lads really gave 110% for the badge, and the 3 points, well deserved. I mean, they defended as a unit absolutely brilliantly. They launched on the counter-attack brilliantly. I mean, would you say Manchester United were the better side, despite Liverpool having a lot of possession, having arguably a lot more chances in the second half? But would you say this is definitely a well-deserved win from the men in red?
No, definitely, because I think from a long time, we never looked like looking good going forward. A lot of the time today, we kept going forward. A lot of the time today, we had a lot of composure today. There were chances where we were going for it, didn't work, but we didn't give up. That's all we asked for the boys. And today, I'm not going to lie, the fans, they played a big part. If the fans, they really put a performance like that, I'm not going to lie, I don't know if the boys would have done the same thing, but going forward, like Sancho, the Rashford.
It's a derby, man.
Yeah, of course, man. Like that's all we need the fans to do, man. Just be there and let the boys do their job on the pitch. Bruno today, even though he was on the floor crying and doing what he was doing, but he played well today, man. Like all of them coming in the defense today. I'm not gonna lie, Martinez and Varane today, they were solid. Malacia left back, solid. Dallo, I thought, I don't know, but hey, them two today at the wing backs, they played very good, man. Diaz didn't really do much. Salah got his goal, but he was quiet today.
To be honest, it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence that Harry Maguire's at the team and then we get this type of performance. It's no coincidence.
You see, I didn't even need to mention his name, and we already know, man. Look how much better we look without that fridge, man. He should have
But
been in
I,
the stands, but it was good that he was on the
I
bench,
don't
man.
understand why is it taking so long for people to realize? Hopefully, we realize
Big
this now.
time.
Don't get me wrong. From a tactical point of view, certain times, certain players will do well against certain oppositions, and certain players maybe it's time to to put on the bench and let other players. But for me, we're not a better team with Harry Maguire in the team. I'm
It's
sorry,
true.
like that's just
It is
factual.
so
We're not a
true.
better
No, you're
team. We're a
No, you
we're a
don't
better
need to be sorry,
with Harry
man.
Maguire
It's
out.
we're
No,
a
but
better team without him.
it's the
We
harsh
don't need to
reality.
be
Sometimes
sorry.
you need it's the harsh reality. It's the harsh reality, man. And
Man. Let's say it
the quicker
straight up, man.
get
There's
to know
no sorry out here.
the quicker people get to realize that, the better, man.
100%. And before we get into the player ratings, of course, a big surprise, Cristiano Ronaldo left off the team sheet. But before he came in, Manchester United looked as if they were more fluid. It looked as if the players knew how to play with each other more. The ball was moving quicker. The ball was moving smoother. The passing patterns seemed to just connect more. And the whole team just seemed to gel together. Do you still stand by that decision? Do you think Cristiano Ronaldo should be dropped again, maybe not start as many games, or do you still think that he's an essential part of what Manchester United do and he has to be starting games week in, week out? Because we do have a conundrum on our hands with Cristiano Ronaldo.
You know what it is for me personally? If the player wants to go, let him go. I've got nothing but respect for Cristiano Ronaldo, like for what he's done in Manchester United, for Manchester United for what he's done just as a footballer. Like I'm a fan of football first and foremost, so like nothing but respect for him. And if he wants to go, let him go. If he wants to stay, then it is a squad game. We've got a lot of games. The player's 37 years old as well. We've got a lot of games. We've got the World Cup coming up as well. We're in the Europa League. We're in obviously the Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. There's going to be lots of games for him to play. And there's going to be certain games where, from a tactical point of view, maybe it won't be the best for him to start in those types of games, but he can always have an impact coming off the bench. And I ain't going to lie to you, when I first saw the team sheet, I was upset because I'm thinking about
I think all of us
the last 2.5 years, the last 3 years. But then I thought to myself, you know what? From a tactical point of view, I don't mind that starting lineup. I don't mind Rashford up front. I don't mind Alanga and Jayden Sancho. I don't mind it from a tactical point of view because it's the pace of those players, the pressing ability of those players. And I know the hunger as well. People are forgetting Marcus Rashford. He's a hurt guy. He's got a point to prove.
100%.
He's the forgotten man. Everyone's been disrespecting him. He's the forgotten man. He was in the England starting lineup. Now he can't even get into the squad. He wants to be performing well. I knew this was going to be a game for him. Alanga is a kid that's come from the academy. Every time he puts on that shirt, he's always going to try his best. And for me, I just want the players that's going to be on the pitch, that's going to run and give everything blood, sweat, and tears to try to get the 3 points. Scott McTominay, as I said, I was upset, but I was thinking, you know what? You can question his quality, but you can't question his commitment and his desire and his heart. So I was like, you know what? Cool. Like,
100%.
as I said, I wasn't happy, but I was like, you know what? Let's just see what happens, innit? Let's just see what happens. And I said, and you guys back me up here, please, because people start respecting me when I say
No,
things.
yeah, we'll back you.
I was the first person to say we're going to beat Liverpool. This was even before the game against Liverpool played against Crystal Palace. I said we was going to beat these Scousers. And in the grand scheme of things, I'm happy the season's played out how it's played out. Don't get me wrong, I want points on the board. But for us to lose against Brighton, for us to lose against Brentford, and then to beat Liverpool is so much sweeter and is a platform for us to build upon now and to go forward. Because sometimes you need to go 2 steps forward to go back. Like we've had a horrendous year. Horrendous year, even longer than that, horrendous 2-3 years, or even go 10 years if you want to go back even further. But I feel like we needed to get a reminder of that pain and get a reminder of, you know what, that's in the past. This is what we need to do to progress, and I'm over the moon with the 3 points.
100%. I couldn't have said it better. And Andre, lastly, over to you. What are your thoughts on this Cristiano Ronaldo conundrum that now Erik ten Hag and Manchester United really seem to have on their hands? On one side, you have that he's Cristiano Ronaldo and that he's one of the best of all time and he should be playing week in, week out. And then on the other hand, you look at how Manchester United played today without Cristiano Ronaldo in and around the starting lineup. and you saw how well the players gelled together and played together, and it just seemed that everybody was able to connect. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. With Ronaldo's situation, like the way I see it is, there's like a couple ways you can go with it. Like I think with the situation with him revealing the truth in the next couple weeks, that thing needs to be shut down, because the way I see it is there's no player bigger than the club. But then again, that's Ronaldo, man. Like we've got to put respect on what he's done for us. But then, like Big C said, if he wants to go, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, we can't step in and say he can't go. If he wants to go, he can go. But if he wants to stay, bro, I can't lie. There's a couple games where he might have to sit down on the bench. There's a couple games that he will start, but that's how the Premier League goes. There's going to be games where we're going to be playing against teams where we need a striker. There's going to be games where we need people to like interchange, change positions, kind of do what we did today as well. So I feel like with Ronaldo's situation, it just depends on what he wants to do. If he wants to stay, like he will know he wants to stay. Like we will know that. But if he wants to go, he's gonna have to go, innit?
He's 37. He's not going to be able to play every single game, and this is going to he's going to get used to. Like, because don't get me wrong, throughout his whole career, he's always been who's that Stormzy, saying nothing. I love it. 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 Man, like big Stormzy,
What is that?
He's getting Sky Sports. Allow it. Yeah. What am I saying now? He's not going to be able to play every single game. Like, used to it because throughout his career, he has been playing every single game.
Mm-hmm. But every single minute as well.
I'm trying to say, but as I'm saying, like it's going to take a strong manager to say, you know what, this game is not for you, but you're still going to play an important part in the season because you're Cristiano Ronaldo and you bring goals and you bring, character and leadership. You see what I'm trying to say? But every single game, you're not going to be able to play. There's going to be certain games where you don't start, and that would do him as well. He's going to a World Cup. You don't want to go to a World Cup where he's fatigued because he's been burnt out and playing too much games. You need to manage him correctly, and it's going to take a strong, clever manager to do so. But don't estimate the quality of that Jayden Sancho goal.
Hey, listen, you see what Bruno did?
100%. And which
I have to give that to Bruno. Man said that direction. But I can't lie to you. We can't sleep on what Van Dijk did, though. That's his fault, Milner gets ripped. Why are you standing there for? Like, what are you doing? Go out and press.
And we'll get into the player ratings. We'll get into the player ratings. Starting off in goal, David De Gea didn't really, to be honest, he didn't have a whole lot to do in the first half, but in the second half, he made some very key saves. He made that save on Fabinho. That was very good. He made one on Elliott, which is absolutely phenomenal. David De Gea looking.
We need to score the own goal as well.
That was a little scary. Player rating 0 to 10, as we always do here on Premier League Prime Time. What are we scoring De Gea for today?
You know what? I'll probably give him like a 7 still. Okay. It is only because he didn't get the clean sheet, but then he made quality saves. He made very quality saves. Plus, he didn't do anything dumb at the back today, which was good.
Oh, he didn't.
Kept guy along. And when he needed to go short, he went short. When he needed to go long, he did it. So today, it was a much better game for him. But I think it's just the clean sheet that killed him today, man. Yeah. That's all it was.
And on the goal, he couldn't do anything about the Mo Salah goal, to be honest.
Nah, it's not his fault, man.
It wasn't his fault. Big C, do you agree with that marking for David De Gea today?
I'll be honest with you, I had the worst time with my connection with today's game, man. So like, don't get me wrong, like I saw a lot of it, but also I missed a lot of it as well, man. So I'm going with what you guys are saying, man. I'm just happy with the 3 points, man. If you say he deserves 7, I ain't gonna argue that.
That's fair enough. Then I guess this will be more of an Andre player ratings, I guess.
I'm doing Andre's homework with the player ratings.
I guess Big C will just be in agreement with Andre then.
Work. You don't want to make it bait and copyright identity, so I might just tweak it here and there. You get me, just to make it not be bait.
Go for it. I'm all in for it.
I give him an A. How about that? I give him an A. Hey.
That's fair. Into right back, Diogo Dalot, and just again another.
Hey, today was his day, you know. I did not see one time where he put something wrong. Even the yellow card. I don't think that was a yellow card, you know.
With that tackle, I thought that was a
Wow.
very blatant tackle. I thought that was a very clumsy challenge because Luis Diaz is away from goal. But other than that, I can't fault him for today. I just thought Luis Diaz wasn't in. He didn't need to make that tackle there. He didn't because Luis Diaz.
No, but you know what it is? It was the moment of the game, so it was heat of the moment. So he only did that. Yeah, but I don't think it was a yellow though. Like, come on, it wasn't really a yellow like that.
I mean, he got all man. Nah. He didn't get any of the balls. So to be fair, I agree with Michael Oliver with his booking there. People can say differently, but you know, I'm also trying to be devil's advocate and play both sides as buzzing. That is my role. But what would you say for Dalot today?
I'll give him an 8. You know,
an 8
game today, man. Yeah, I'll give him an 8, man. You know, the only thing why I wouldn't give him more, only because he got yellow card, but there were times where I felt like they were kind of going on his side. They got a few crosses in, but other than that, it was nothing too much that I would say that, yeah, he should be getting like a 9 or a 10. But yeah, he was solid today, man. He was good. Good from him. Best game that I've seen him play in a long time.
Definitely. It's definitely the best game of the season. Big C, are you also agreeing with that 8, or are you going to go one higher or one lower, as you said that you might do?
I'm going to give him a 7. I want him to keep his feet on the ground. You know, like it was a good performance, but keep his feet on the ground. He can still do a lot more. We just need consistency with him, man. Like really make that right back position his. Like, don't get me wrong, he's taken Wan-Bissaka's place, but I want to see good performance after good performance, because if you look at our rivals, what they bring from fullback position, you know, he needs to be good defensively, he needs to be good offensively as well, man. So he's got a lot to do. He's got a lot of room for improvement, a lot of room for growth. So yeah, man, let's keep his feet on the floor and give him a 7 out of 10.
That's fair. That's fair. Into the centre back partnership, Rafael Varane back into the starting 11, and just looks as if he has reestablished his place in the Manchester United back four. Andre, what are you saying for our World Cup winner, Rafael Varane, for today?
I think it was all right today. It wasn't like that great. I think it was all right. There were times where I felt like he could have done more, but I felt like because obviously I knew something was going to happen to him today in terms of him cramping up. Both of them cramped up, which I'm scared because coming to our next game, oh my, we've got Southampton, we've got another team that like to run and that. I'll give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7. I'll give Varane a 7. Champions League Varane.
Big C, are we agreeing with that score for Champions League Varane, or are we saying otherwise?
I'll give him a 7 as well.
And now he's 5'9", but he is the butcher of Amsterdam, Lisandro Martinez.
This is why we bought him.
Wow.
Because of these performances. This is why we bought him. I'm not going to lie to you. Give him a 9, you know. I think he's one of our best players today. Because like they say, we've got to make sure that we don't concede many goals. Like, yeah, we concede that goal at the end. If we didn't, bro, I think it would be one of our man of the matches. I don't know who got our man of the match, but bro, today he just looks so solid, strong. No one bullied him today. He did not get bullied, not once today. Shifted Firmino.
He did
told me to go back.
He
bullied everyone. That's what I want to see him do. And he's so good on the ball as well, man. He's so good on the ball.
Brilliant.
What a guy today, man. Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
Giving him an 8, man.
Big C.
I feel like what can sum up his performance was like the first seconds of the game where he fouled Mo Salah and then he barged him. And that was just a statement just to say, you know what, Mo Salah, I don't know what you think it is going to be today, but it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. And that's what we need, man. We need a back that can do that, you know? Like just barge you and just no respect for you. Like it's like this is going to be a war. This is going to be a war today, my friend. And send out a statement from the very get-go. And this is what a derby is all about. You know,
It's true.
win your 50-50, win those duels. Like, let them know that this is gonna be a horrible game, like a horrible day. Like, I'm not gonna give you nothing.
Like,
You're
if
not
he
gonna
played
get
with
an inch.
Baye today, would have been a madness, you
You're
know.
not gonna get.
Oh,
You're not gonna get an inch from me today. Like, yeah, man, I'm happy with his performance today, man. Like, he's 5'9", but his performance was 6'10".
100%.
Moving
And
like
what's
a
your
basketball player today.
score for Martinez today?
Big G, what did you say again?
Huh?
What
Your
did
score for Martinez.
you say again?
Just now, I said he's moving like a basketball player, man.
No. What did you give
What's
him?
your score for Martinez?
Oh, I gave him an 8 out of 10.
I saw you gave him a 9. I just clocked it. I just remembered.
Into the left back, Tiro Malacia starting.
Yeah, give him an 8. Give him an 8. Give him an 8. Give him an 8. Sorry, my bad.
All right. Tiro Malacia.
Last year today, oh my. Shut off Mo Salah today, no. Other than his goal, what did Mo Salah do today on the pitch? He didn't do nothing. He was no threat whatsoever today. What a guy today. Listen, I think I'm going to give him a 9, you know. He deserves a 9 today. I don't think he put anything wrong today. Even I don't know if you guys saw it when I think he slid someone and then he recovered straight after that.
Yeah, you done a lot of that. You done a lot of that today.
Listen, that showed that this boy, he's going to be a great player for us. You know, what a baller, and he's good on his feet as well. He's good. 9, yeah, he's got a 9 from me still. Definitely a 9.
Big C, what are we saying for Tiro Malacia?
I'll give him my 8, man. He was a very, very good performance, but it's still room for improvement, man. I'm looking at the level that I want to get this season for our team, you know. And I feel like there's still room for improvement. There's still room for growth. So, yeah, man, I'll give him an 8. But I'm very happy, man, because there's not going to be much players that are going to give him as a difficult game as Mo Salah, but he dealt with it very well. Even when he did, Mo Salah did turn him, his recovery pace, like to win the ball back or to get a block or to get a tackle in was very impressive, man. So, yeah, man, 8 out of 10. And Luke Shaw, he's got a headache on his hands, man, because that was a very good performance. I feel like everyone that played today has put out a statement, and that's how it should be. We need a competitive squad where, you know, players come in, they take their chances, and then players that didn't play are going to be like, oh, damn, I'm going to get back into this team, and that's how it should be, man. I feel like that's what Malacia did today, and Luke Shaw's going to be sweating over his place in the starting lineup.
100%,
man.
Into the midfield, and we'll start with McTominay. As we know, doesn't have the best ability, but today he stepped up today. And as, of course, as Big C always mentions, no one can ever question his commitment to the badge. He loves his club. No, I'll never be able to question his commitment to Manchester United and the badge, ever. Andre, thoughts on Scott McTominay for today?
7 out of 10. I think it was good, man. But there was a lot of mistakes with him today. But it was good. Like, the hard work was there. There were times where I felt like he could have done more. But there were times when he was on the ball and he was doing too much, man. Like, he got caught out in possession. Like, normally when you lose the ball, the first thing you want to see our players do, run and fight back. And I saw a lot of players do that today. There were times when he did it, times where we saw the older McTominay. But I felt like, because obviously the heat of the moment, because of the way the game was going, he had to get up and fight. So luckily he had players behind him that were doing their job. Otherwise, he could have gone a different route, but it didn't, which we were lucky. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for me. Like, I want to see him do more though, because I feel like he's still got loads of mistakes within him. Like, he still hasn't shown me that, he's going to be that guy. With Casemiro watching, he's probably looking at him thinking, is this what you like to do, yeah? When I come in, I'm going to come and clean up, sweep up, and look after the ball well. I'm going to show you how it's done. So if he's not careful, I don't think we might see him again until like a Carling Cup match or something. So, yeah, 7 out of 10 for me, for McTominay.
Big C, Scott McTominay.
With Scott McTominay, obviously he's played a lot with Fred. We call him McFred.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really 100%, not even 100%, let me call it how it is. I'm not happy with them two, especially in a game where we've got the lion's share of the and it's our job to break down the opposition. Them two, I don't believe can do that. But McTominay can do a job. Fred can also do a job. Like, for me, they're good squad players. Yeah, and he did a job today. It's like having a player, or not even a player. It's like having a what's it called, a plumber. You're not gonna have a plumber to do electric work. Yeah, and that's how it feels like with McTominay. Sometimes it's like he's good at something, but then we're asking him to do things that he's not good at. Just make him do what he's good at and play a part in the system. And that's what he did today, man. I can't really fault him. Decent performance, man. I'll give him a 7. Steady 7.
That's fair. Into the attacking trio, and we'll start with the left-hand side. We'll start with Anthony Elanga. He just looked like he was having so much fun down that left-hand side, and he was just having Trent Alexander-Arnold on toast for days. He looked like he was enjoying himself. Played well. Can't fault him. Good work rate. Definitely liked what I saw from the kid today. Andre, scores for Anthony Elanga today.
You know what? If he scored, it would have been higher, He could have kicked off our goals. He should have scored, man. Listen, if you see the way man jumped today, when I thought that went in, and I've come back down thinking to myself, how you missed that? And he's even celebrating himself, thinking that he scored. And I think, where it was after that, confidence just went up. He's going past Trent and Gomez. I'm thinking to myself, raw today, like, he's even stepping up today as well. Played 45, but he had a good 45 minutes. So I'm going to probably give him a 7 as well. Goal would have probably got a bit more than that, but 7, I think that's quite decent for him because he came on, he attacked, he did what he was supposed to do. His touches were good. He looked after the ball, didn't do nothing too much. He did well, man. So I can't complain. Yeah, that's 7 out of 10.
That's fair. Big C, Anthony Elanga for today.
Yeah, I agree with what JLA is saying. I'll give him a 7. I love academy players that give the opportunity to play because you got to realize this has been their dream throughout the whole time being at the club. Imagine 100%. Being at the club for 8 years old and you dream and you work your ass off to say, you know what, one day I'm gonna, get into the first team, and that's your goal. Obviously, from a young age, you just want to improve and get better. But is a long journey, and is a hard journey. And at the carrot at the end of that journey is to say, you know what, I'm gonna get into the first team, and I'm gonna try and perform well, and be a superstar. And so they're always gonna work hard, especially when they're on the not cemented their spot in the team. Like they're still working hard to try and make an impression. So yeah, man, 7 out of 10. I feel that's fair. When I look at potential, I think to myself, maybe he's not a 5-star potential. Maybe he's a 3.5. But sometimes that's what you need, man. Sometimes you just need players that are effective at doing what they're doing. He's got pace. He can be good taking players on. I think he can still improve that. He can still improve his end product, but he's still young and he's still learning on the job. And yeah, man, I'll give him a 7.
Yes, sir. So on the right-hand side, Jayden Sancho, brilliant goal today. And again, just he terrorized Robertson today. Thoughts on Jayden Sancho? GLA, I'll go to you.
Bad boy performance from him today. Listen, rumor has it James Milner's still sliding on the floor, Has it he's still sliding, fam. How can you send man to slide? England international, 10 plus years playing in the Premier League, and he's still sliding.
He's been playing
Van Dijk, big man.
More like 20 years, bro. He's been playing in the Premier League.
Trust me, fam.
15 years at
least. Like Van Dijk is holding his hand back. Why are you holding your hands back for, man? Is he dancing or something? Bro, listen, Sancho today, this is what I want to see Sancho do. Just go out there and show the guys how to play football. His touch is something else, He was everywhere on the pitch. His link-up play was good. He looked after the ball well. He was defending well as well. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10, man. 8 out of 10. That was a fantastic goal as well, man. That's how we know from Sancho, man. 8 out of 10, definitely, man.
Big C, Jayden Sancho for today.
Yeah, man, I have to give him a 10 just for that goal alone, man. That goal
10?
required a lot. That goal required a lot of composure, man. A lot
Trust
of
me.
people would have snatched at that shot, took that shot way earlier. But
Early,
yeah,
yeah.
that goal was very saucy, man. Very, very, very
Yeah.
saucy.
From
I'll
the
give him.
streets, bro. Come on.
I'll give him a 10 as well, man. That's one of my trademarks,
Yeah.
by the way, man. That little fake shot, you know, that's what I do on a regular basis as well, man. I think it's a South London thing, if I be honest with you.
Into the number 10 position, Bruno Fernandez. And one thing that we did see today, of course, what did we see? We saw that. We saw the moaning. We saw the groaning. We saw the complaining. We saw the diving. But you know what? Yeah, he had a good performance today. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Christian Eriksen playing the pivot with Scott McTominay. I just
I was
done
just about to say that, you know. You know what, yeah?
Christian Eriksen.
Eriksen.
What are we saying for Eriksen today?
I think he was quiet today, you know. This is one of his quiet games because I think, see, with Eriksen, he can't use his little heart thing for excuse, but with him today, he just did like the basics. Got the ball, moved it, tried to move the game forward. I think before we scored the goal where we kept the ball like a couple passes, which was quite good. He was getting the ball. Like Eriksen, you know, with him, when it comes to like keeping the ball, Eriksen's going to do a good job for that. I don't think he stood out today compared to most of the other players, but I'll probably just give him a 7 still. Like, he just had a calm game, man. A bit quiet, but he was there. Like, everyone worked hard today, so at least he was there on the pitch doing something. Like, it was quiet today, but you know, I can still like remember him making passes, using both feet. Yeah,
I agree.
7 for me. Yeah.
Big C, you agree with that?
Yeah, I was agreeing with it until the highlights of the Mo Salah goal came on, and I saw Eriksen with that fault for that goal. In my opinion, I feel like was it Malacia that could have done better as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. Like, I have to learn that midfield role a little bit better in terms of from the side of things, from set pieces side of things. You know, yeah, it's just about, you know, keeping possession ticking over. Or sometimes in a game like this, you may not do something that you really remember as like, oh yeah, that was a great pass. Sometimes it's just doing the basics to a very high standard.
Yeah.
But yeah, like yeah, I wasn't really happy with him from that goal. But yeah, I've a 7 because 7's a fair.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Moving back into the number 10 position, Bruno Fernandez. Andre, what are we saying for Bruno today?
I see today, that is the Bruno I want to see. You know, he was everywhere on the pitch today. You know, coming back, going forward. Like, the only other thing that I'll probably say that kind of let him down was the complaining, going down. But normally he'll go down for some time, start complaining, rolling around. But today, got up. Captain performance today, man. I'll probably give him an 8 today still, actually, to be fair. Yeah, he did well, man. He played a part in the goal, showing Sancho. Yeah, that side there, kick it on that side. Yeah, he did well, man. Good captain performance today. Obviously, I would probably want to maybe see him as captain, David De Gea as well. But if you're gonna like be a captain, you get me step it up and do well for the team. And today he did well, man. I feel like he could have done a lot more. But as the season goes on, he's gonna learn and grow that, there's gonna be times when they're gonna hear from me. And I think they were saying about some stat that when he plays with Ronaldo, he seems to like not affect the game. So when he's not with Ronaldo, he's actually showing like, you know what I'm saying, that's him. So there's a little theory in that, but it shouldn't really be like that. So when obviously the Neville and Carragher are talking about, I was thinking like that's a little theory. But today, yeah, I was more happy with his performance today than previously because with him, I just felt like last season, first 2 games, he wasn't with it. But today he stepped up to the plate, so I'll give him an 8 still.
That's fair. 8. Big C, Bruno Fernandez today.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I'll give him a 7.
That's fair. And into the striking position, Marcus Rashford, a man who Big C has had to preach sermons about. And Big C, I'll start with you. Thoughts on Marcus Rashford for today? And I know you've been preparing for this bit.
I'm happy. I'm happy with him, man. Can't stop, won't stop, man. There's that mentality, man. Sometimes life, may kick you in the arse, and people may, want to throw dirt on your name, and it's just up to you to just, prove the doubters wrong. And yeah, man, and he played well. Rashford, like, he just reminded people of what he do, and could have scored more. But yeah, man, I'm happy. I feel like if there was a player that needed a goal and needed that type of goal in a big game as well, it was him. And yeah, man, I'm happy with Marcus Rashford. It was a very good performance. I'll give him a 9. I'll give him a 9.
That's fair. Andre, Marcus Rashford for today. What are we saying?
You see, when we speak about players that go through things, yeah, obviously us guys, yeah, obviously we're not in the situation that they're in, but all of us go through things in life. All we ask for these players is to leave everything on the pitch. Whatever you're going through outside of that, that's cool. We will go through it too. But today, bro, he stepped it up today, man. That's what we want to see him do, man. Come on the pitch, show us like, bro, there was even a time where I was seeing the old of him going past couple man, and then he blazed it over, but we can see that, today, yes, that's what I want to see him do. So, yeah, he definitely deserves a 9. I think if he doesn't get man of the match today, then you'll probably be him or someone like a Martinez will probably get man of the match based on both of their performances. I feel like everyone else played good today as well. But, yeah, he's definitely deserves to get a 9. That was solid for me today. What a goal as well, man. What a goal.
Absolutely brilliant.
Not easy, Not easy to score them type of goals, considering the line got missed. So he had to come and step it up. Me personally, as soon as I saw him in front of goal, I said he's going to score. And he did.
Yeah,
well done, man. 9 out of 10. Yeah.
On to the substitutions. Fred only had about half an hour to play, so we'll just seek standard 5. The rest of the substitutions, Cristiano Ronaldo, Tony Van de Beek, and Wan-Bissaka, they're there for like the last 10 minutes of the game, including the added time, standard 5. But Anthony Martial coming on at halftime, it just looks totally different. Like when he came on, it almost looked like the match side attack just completely changed. Everything went through him, and it looked as if he completely sacrificed himself once again for the side to get goals.
So he shifted Van Dijk today. Who was Van Dijk in the second half? Who was he, or where was he? He made the whole defense look like they were average today. He deserves an 8 out of 10 for that, because for the goal that we scored, if you saw his touch, and how he got away from Van Dijk, this is one of the best defenders in the league. He went past him like it was nothing. And that wasn't only just once, twice, 3 times. He was doing it throughout the second half. Hey, what a guy, We missed him, Oh, but Marshall, 8 out of 10, man. Definitely.
Big C,
one assist as well.
On Tony Martial today.
You know what? 1 second. 1 second, please. 1 second. I'm going to get back to you. I feel like actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words, man. 1 second. Can I flip the camera? Flip the camera. 1 second.
Oh, that's
Martial.
beautiful. That is
See that right there?
Beautiful.
See right there?
We flipping missed him today, man.
You asked me what about giving him out of 10?
It's
Give
number
him a
9.
9 out of 10, my guy.
Anthony Martial had
changed the game, when he came on. He changed the game
9
for
out
us,
of 10.
man.
You know what? I love Marshall. I can't even lie to you, man. Like,
man.
Funny thing is, we haven't seen the best of this guy. We haven't seen the best of this guy. And hopefully we're gonna go come with. And this is what I like about Ten Hag. He's a good coach and he makes players into better players. And I feel like we're gonna, just by seeing this cameo in the second half, Marshall's gonna have a very important season, and he's gonna be a very important player for us, man.
100%. And the last rating before we end this post-match analysis, a manager's rating, Eric Ten Hag. What are we giving him for today? First win of the season.
10 today, man. Listen, he got everything right today, you know. He got everything right today. Like, you know what it is, yeah? Normally I'll be like, oh, maybe like an 8, like a 9. Listen, number one, to beat a Jurgen Klopp team, that's not easy. That is not easy,
Do it
regardless
twice.
if they got a lot
Unless
of
if you don't want
injuries.
to count preseason.
Oh, listen, forget about
But you got to
preseason,
count
man.
that,
This
man.
is where it really counts. This is where
But
it
you got to
really
count that as well,
counts.
man.
No, I'm only joking.
Nah, man. Listen,
You know why it
listen.
counts? Because
If we count that, yeah, what happened the first 2 games of the season? Listen, we died, man.
no, but the first 2
We
games of the
died.
season counts. It all counts. You know why I say it counts? Because he's going to be thinking twice I've gone against him in the Man United in terms of the season game, especially if we would have lost this game. But the fact that we won this game now, we've beat them twice in a row. It counts.
True, it does count, but
From both perspectives.
yeah, it's like saying, okay, cool, we beat them in the league, yeah, but we meet them in the cup final. What really counts in the league or the cup final? Because it's the
course,
same thing.
the cup final. But what I'm trying to say, all right, cool. Going into that cup, you got to remember, football is a confidence sport. You go into a game
True.
with lots of confidence. You know, you're gonna have way more chance of winning than if you didn't have no confidence at all. And the fact that we beat them twice in a row now, that would give us confidence playing them in the third time.
That's
So
fair.
that
True. I can't lie. At Anfield, I think yes, this is now. I'll probably say, okay, yes. Now I've got more of a hope of us beating them because
if
you
we would
see
have just beaten
before,
them today, it would have been
yeah,
good. It's the fact that we beat them 4-0 pre-season. We know it's pre-season, but it's just still, a win. Today, another win against them. So we beat them twice in a row now. Going into
but
Anfield
this
now.
one feels much better though. It feels
100%.
much better
Yeah,
because it's in
of
the
course it
league
feels better. Look,
and
friendly, bro. I'm not denying it was
bro,
a friendly.
home game and that fam. Hey, it just feels so nice, man.
100%.
Listen, I want to hear these Liverpool fans, bro. I want to hear them.
That's why I want to go.
Hey.
I can't wait to go on my live, man.
Yes,
Yeah, we're gonna go live.
Like, I don't
me
go anywhere,
We're
man. We going straight from here, straight to the
Listen,
castle.
Twitch.
there's no sleeping tonight, you know.
Big C, what are you scoring 10 og for today out of 10 before we end it?
I said when I saw the selection, it felt like a slap in the face because of how many times I've seen these players and they let me down. But then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I can't understand what he's doing. Like it makes sense. It makes sense. And yeah, man. Another reason why I thought we was gonna win this game is because there had to be a reaction. Had to be a reaction. We lost to this team 5-0. We lost to this team 4-0. We lost to 4-0. There had to be a reaction. He's a new manager, and a new manager coming in, he's not going to stand for this. Like, he's coming here for a reason. He's put his reputation on the line. He wants to be a success. He's got high standards, and I knew there was going to be a reaction, and I was happy with the reaction. And he got the team selection right. He got the tactics right. I was thinking, is he going to be going? Because you got to remember, a lot of the goals I'll say 95% of the goals we conceded this season is because we tried to play out from the back, and we wasn't able to play out from the back. We got punished every time. So I was thinking, okay, are we going to try play out from the back against the best pressing team in Europe? And the tactics in terms of sometimes you're going to have to go long. That's fine. Sometimes you can play out from the back, but is that having that ability to have the right decision making into doing the right things at the right time? And yeah, man, we got it right, man. So I'll give him an 8.5.
And there you have it. There is your Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1 post-match analysis, and we will be back for more fan cams for this game.
Quickly before I go, putting you on the spot, Dave. I want to see you in the can't stop, won't stop Premier League fantasy. What's it called? Get your fantasy team. Join the league as well. Have you got a fantasy team?
Not yet, but I will join. I will join your league. I will
make a team. Get your viewers to do it. So there's a good way for just to build a community. Get your viewers to what's it called to get their teams. Join the league, and it'd be a good way to just to see how everyone's getting on from London to America, West Coast to East Coast.
Hold tight, my American people, man. Hold tight, the American
100%. There you have it. Hopefully you have enjoyed this. Hopefully you have enjoyed our post-match reaction. As mentioned, Manchester United 2,
Liverpool
1.
I wore the army hat today. I was ready for war, and the play.
Thank you so much for your time watching this, and let us know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on the topics that have been in store in this feature of Premier League Primetime in the comments down below. Smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and be sure to check out our other platforms on Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and wherever you are watching this in the world. We hope you have an absolutely fantastic day / evening.